Hello, and welcome to Tuesday. Now, I had some time on my hands, and I figured why not watch a movie today? So, I ended up watching quite possibly one of the most influential films of all time, and that would be 2001 A Space Odyssey. Now, this movie is something else. Um, I tried watching it years and years ago, and unfortunately for me, well, I just never ended up watching past like 10 minutes because it's a very, very slow movie. Extremely slow. It's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes if you don't count credits. And it's just super slow. It's super long. It starts off just in a like a savanna desert kind of area where you have apes, and it's just kind of them discovering how to use tools, and that goes on for 20 minutes. Like the first line of dialogue is really spoken 25 minutes into the film, and then I think it's like 8 minutes you get of dialogue, and then you get 8 minutes of silence, which is a montage, and then there are some long stretches of no dialogue. Towards the end of the film, you get like 20 minutes as it cuts to the final section. There's no dialogue, it's just haunting and chilling voices, and that takes up a bulk of the film. But it's used extremely, extremely well at some points, where it just builds this incredible tension where, despite knowing the outcome from pop culture, it's still you're on the edge of your seat. It's it's something else. I understand why this movie was so influential. I cannot understand why it got so popular because I just could not. It takes forever. It's such a long movie, and there's not much. I there's an intermission and everything. Of course, Hal is just a staple of pop culture, and so much of this film I've seen used and referenced in all kinds of media. The music was popularized by this film. The um, opening themes by there's some by Strauss, and the, the ba 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 like that theme that was popularized by this movie. There's so much here that I feel like has been cemented in society for years and years, and it's just now it's finally the time I'm getting to it. Almost what 60 years later, 57, we're about something like that. Crazy. It's hard to believe that such a film has had such a lasting impact, but such as movies, and it's really cool to see. It's hard not to spoil this film because again, it's so ingrained in pop culture. But it's just an incredible journey that I feel, despite it taking years for me to watch it, I finally have taken that journey, and it is exciting to see that this was the one of the greatest films of all time, and being able to experience it semi-blind, right? It's you still need like a whole novel to break down the thing. I think there's actually novels. Like the themes and just everything about this film is kind of obscure. I can't understand how it became so popular, but somehow it did, and that's really neat. It deserves to be up there with some of the most influential films of all time. Kubrick is a crazy person, but damn, did he do a good job with this. Um, yeah, if you want to see one of the greatest films of all time and don't mind sitting through a very slow movie, this might be worth your time. Again, there's an intermission like an hour and a half way through, so take that, like stretch, get some food, um, just take your time with it, and you'll be thoroughly impressed. You'll be on the edge of your seat at some point, and you'll be just confused the entire time, like I am. But yeah, it was a great watch. Hopefully, I can make sense of it. But yeah, definitely, definitely worth your time. With that said, that's what I'm gonna call it here for today. I know I've talked about films quite a bit. Might talk about albums quite a bit. I've released a post about some music that I've been listening to. Cheem's Guilty Pleasure. This is excellent. This just came in the mail today. Jay Brecky's For Melancholy Brunettes and Sad Women. Talked about that as well as, and I think Combat's Stay Golden. Both very, very excellent albums, and it's it's super, super neat. I'm glad to have picked both of these up, and ooh, that's neat. And yeah, great music. Go check out the link down below, and that's about it. So thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow, and until then, later.